Good morning, peeps. I'm Jenny Clouston. So I am so enjoying my little crazy quilt doobie, and it's moving along very well. What I am going to do is I'm going to continue to use everything that comes from one of my packs, and you will see that the reason why I kind of make them is that I just find it so easy for people to pick up, and everything that you need in a color range is in, as I always say, I try to make things really easy for my students in my class. And you can see that if you pick up one of these packs, you will have everything that you need to create something in a glorious color pack. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use one of these because it's sort of like in there, and I'm going to choose a thread, and we're going to bomb along and create another seam treatment for over here. All right, now what I'm going to do is let's work from the Freeform book just to begin our journey. And the Freeform book is the first thing that you have to do is choose a foundation stitch. So let's choose a foundation stitch. Now today there's all the feathers. There's some more feathers. There's some chains. I'm not going to do fern. I'm going to do feather today, only because a feather, I have to tell you, is one of my favorite stitches. So what we can do is we can create, following this book, just because we can, and I'll show you how you can use this book to create a nice seam treatment. Now let's have a look at, there's my seam treatment over, there's the seam over there. Now if I have the seam, the feather stitch coming from here, I don't know if you can see, I have my feather stitch coming from here. For me, there's not much space to add things to, but if I have, let me draw this for you so you'll be able to see. If I go and take my feather stitch, oh dear, is this actually working, peeps? I don't think so. Let's take my, this is not much better. If the feather stitch is there, for example, then I can see, because this is the area is bigger at the bottom, I can actually take up space and make this all beautiful. That's not very well drawn. So instead of having it from here, there's kind of no space and it'll be top heavy, I'm going to work this way. Okay, so feather stitch. As you know, I work upside down, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work upside down and just get this feather happening. That horrible blue pen I should actually get rid of right now, shouldn't I? Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. The one thing that I'm going to tell you is that the reason why I'm doing my feather stitch really nice and big, it's going too straight, peeps, is that I obviously want to add some things to it, don't I? So in order to do that, I need to make my feather stitch big, because if I don't, it's just going to be this mean little heavy seam. I actually stab stitch mine, so this is really difficult for me. Let me move back a little bit, get my hoop on my lap. So you see, I work in a frame, a standing frame, and so that means I can stab stitch my feather. I'm not sure if you can even see me. That wasn't a great feather stitch, by the way. Whoa. Noisy little critters today, they're all fighting over seeds. Sorry, this is really difficult for me because, as I said, I do work on a, let me get closer, I work on a quilting hoop that's on a stand, and so what that means is that it frees up both my hands to work. Let's just tighten this up also, that'll help my cause. See, all of a sudden I'm so much happier working the way I like to work. Isn't that blue pen awful? It kind of just distracts you from everything. Oh, morning Crow, you've arrived. The minute I sit down. Hello. I'm running out of thread, Peeps. Okay. Teaching again today at Kim's. I taught yesterday. I had a busy week. I taught on Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. So I'm going to have another little branch coming off here. And then I will get rid of that thread, that blue line. We need some rain here, Peeps. Oh, it is so dry. It's going to start from about over here, maybe. Where am I? In the camera. Sorry, knocking it. I'm awkward today. I feel awkward. I really feel as though I'm kind of all over the place. Even my tension's not great today. Anyway, so be it. A nice lot of water, dab, 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 dab. All right, so it says creating a nugget of goodness. That's what I'm wanting to do. I want to create a nugget of goodness. It says step 1, select your foundation stitch. Now I've got to create a pressure point. Now if I go to pressure point over here, there the pressure points are here. There's a whole lot over there. What I think I'm going to do is only because this is quite full and whatever, so I can't really go, keep bumping that, sorry. I can't really sort of have fluffy bits coming off there. I've got to keep that quite subdued. Remember, I like to keep the combination of stitches. I like a sort of a juxtaposition, really. So you can see here, nuggets of goodness with less. So I'm wondering if instead of doing the whole big garning on, if I shouldn't just do a nugget of goodness that's got a little bit less. That's a good idea. So what I might do, I have step 1, I've done my foundation stitch, and now what I'll do, I'll just scatter softenings or movement and finishing touches to that. Instead of going pressure point, I'll just go down a little bit. So let's go to softenings. Are there. Or you know what? I am going to add a pressure point. I'm going to go and do some of these. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one of these little lazy daisy with a little Frenchie. Okay, now remember I am working from this pack. So inside here there was a beautiful kind of purpley kind of color. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to use this. And I've already got some threaded up here. So That's what I'll do. These crows. I wonder if I should use a thinner one. I think I might go for the 4mm rather than the big thick millimeter. 7mm. I'm getting my words all wrong today. Yep, let's do that. Hold on, I've got to go inside. Okay, so I'm going to use a 4mm silk ribbon, only because the 7 was going to take up way too much space, and I didn't want to sort of overwhelm the, you know, the whole thing. Okay, so let's go. And now my pressure point, remember, is just scattered. It's just going to form a shape, sort of. So let's go and put a pressure point right on the end here, heading out towards there. Now that pressure point that I was talking about is, let me get closer. It is a little lazy daisy. Come on, soft hands when you're working with silk ribbon. And on the end of it, it had a little French knot. So there it is. Now, should I put another one over there, or should I just leave? Let me just come up here, because I've got that now at kind of a jaunty angle. So I'm just going to come over there and do another one. Just going to open up my ribbon a little bit and do another one. Tiny little bite of your fabric. Don't take a big bite to do this, because your silk ribbon kind of explodes and takes up space. And I'll do another Frenchie there. Now, should I have another one coming out there, or what would happen if I did that? Too big? Okay, I'm going to, no, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in. Go big or go home, I say. I have a funny feeling that it's going to be wrong. Is it? Is it? Is it? Maybe it's too big. Anyway, oh man, Jennifer, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Alright. So pressure points are not everywhere. They're just giving it shape. Okay? So what that means is I will definitely put one here. I'm going to put one on the extremities first, and then I will work backwards. Okay? Do a proper knot, Jennifer. So it's going to be a lazy daisy. Tiny little bite out of your fabric. Like that. Keep her nice and fat and chubby. Wrap around and down. One. Another one over here. Why have you taken some of the... Sorry, I've just got to turn this over. Itchy eye. Okay. She's a little bit funny, that one. Okay. And this one off. Just remember, I was a good girl and I did press my silk ribbon, okay? So she is all pressed, so that's why she's behaving well. if I didn't press her, she would kind of have a mind of her own, and that would upset me because she would just be, I don't know, sort of all over the shop. So, oh, she could be a bit long, that one. It's lovely and cool this morning, actually. Okay, come on, why did you close up on me, little monster? Okay, so there we go. Now you can see, well, I can see, I mustn't tell you what you can see, that's what I can see, that this is looking good. Now I've still got to put a few more pressure points in here. Oh no, shouldn't have done that, Jennifer. You should end off correctly. All right, so there we go. And so now I'm thinking, where else do I need to add these pressure points? Because, so I've got my extremities on, there they are. And now I'm going to come down here and put some here. Can you see if I use that beautiful 7mm silk ribbon to do this, it would have been so overpowering. And I could have only had one little petal in there, but then it would have made it worse. So I'm just going to do this. It's quite dark this morning, actually. There's no, oh, Jennifer, what's happening behind here? Okay, how are we looking? How are we looking? Where else do you think we should put one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where else? Should we go here or there? Or there? I always work from the bottom up. It's weird, but I do. I kind of feel there and there. Am I getting too full? No, I'm going to come up here and do it over here. I could be a little bit wrong here, but anyway. You know, you don't want ever to make a mistake with your silk ribbon because, you know, she's pricey and she's delicate. You can't really use her again. Why is that not working? I think I'm going to stop today after this little one. I just don't seem to be having any kind of rhythm. And I have to kind of stop anyway because going to get a last one out of the silk ribbon because I want to finish with a finish. Okay. Yes, I am going to call it a day because, you know, I've got things to do and places to be. So once again, thank you so much for your time. Bye for now. It's me again, Jenny Clouston. Now, we've just had, well, it was predicted to be a huge storm. Thank goodness we got the lightning and the thunder, but no hail like the rest of the areas did. And I don't know, the light's really good outside. I hope it's okay to video, but the birds are different. It's in the afternoon and I feel like stitching, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm still working on this little, can you hear I'm eating a toffee? Well, I'm going to stop eating the toffee now. So I'm just going to finish this off from the last one. And then, I'm going to do one last little flower here and then work on this little steam treatment here. Now, interestingly enough, in this light, this is showing up quite nice and decently, you know, you can see it. However, in the flesh, that it's not doing what I need it to do. So I'm just going to add a few things to that to make it a little bit richer. I also think that maybe, just maybe, I should add, there's 5 here of these little flowers. Sorry, my hand across the camera. Maybe I should just add a few more of this little, oh no, wrong one. Sorry, I'm doing the wrong stitch. I'm supposed to be doing a lazy daisy with a Frenchie. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. The air is so beautifully after a rain, and I can tell you what, it came bucketing down. So today I had yesterday I taught at Calandra. It's such a lovely group. It was my birthday, by the way, yesterday, and the Calandra group bought me a beautiful 2 bunches of beautiful flowers and some delicious cake. And today, lovely Jane and I went to our friend's house, who I call Perfect Deb. So Perfect Deb, we used to be part of a little, we used to meet in my house years ago. We used to call ourselves the Garage Girls. We don't meet anymore, more's the pity, but life goes on, life changes, I suppose. And anyway, we hadn't seen each other, so Perfect Deb invited us for morning tea, and as usual, Deb being perfect, the morning tea was delicious. Sorry, I just am a little bit too far away. And so that's what I did this morning. Oh, and I went to Sydney to see my daughter and her partner, and then I went to Bungers to see my family in Bungendore. And in all that amount of time, yep. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here, peeps, by adding more of these, because it might be making my feather stitch even, you know, more insipid. Don't you just love that I'm just bombing along and just doing it because, you know. Where do you think I should put the other one? Down here at the bottom? Yeah, always have a heavy bottom, I say, because otherwise everything looks as though it's floating. It's a king parrot. Oh, I've got something so sad to tell you. You know, the kookaburras have been coming to my house for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, if not longer. And then for the last 4 years, they've had a baby. And so every morning, first thing in the morning, because as you know, I'm an early riser, I'd wake up, I'd open up my screens on my windows in my kitchen, and all 3 of the birds used to zoom in and zoom in and sit on the ledge and wait for their breakfast. Well, when I came back from Bungendore and Sydney, my husband said he hadn't seen the kookaburras for quite a few days. I'm actually quite devastated because they are so part of my life. Anyway, I googled it, and we have had unbelievably hot, dry conditions, and evidently kookaburras can move away from a certain area if there is no food source for them. So I don't know if they'll come back, but I want them to come back. Come back, kookaburras. Oh. Anyway, so be it. Now what I'm now going to do is I'm going to add some green leaves to my little bud things here, and then I'm going to try and strengthen this green. As I said, it looks pretty good in this video, but if you see it In the flesh, not so good. But before I do that, I want to add some leaves to that. So let me see if I've got anything here. I might have to go and inside, which I don't really want to do. Can you hear my squeaky basket? Oh, but that's too light. Can you hear the thunder? I wonder if we're going to get more. I wonder if we're going to get more rain. I personally think I need. Hold on. Now I'm just going to look in this little box. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to look in this basket quickly for this. And then, oh, I'll tell you what, Karen with a Y for my birthday gave me the loveliest vintage sewing basket on legs. It was so too darn cute. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out if the leaves at the top should be that or if they should be bling. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Because I am going to add some bling. You see, it's there though, so am I connecting it too much? Do I make that kind of purplish as well? Or is that going to be too much for the brain? Yeah, it's too much for the brain. I've got a darker color. What about this one? Brand new one, peeps. Woohoo. I think it's getting too dark. I think I might go with this one. Sorry. You can go there. I'll just use this darker one and see what happens. I'm wondering if I shouldn't. I'm a bit undecided this afternoon. I just felt like doing this actually. And what I think I'm going to do is just turn these little leaves upside down a little bit so that they're facing down. I think this is going to be too dark. Let's have a look and see. Because you see, if I make this dark, what's going to happen is this, if I make this too dark, this is going to be insipid. I kind of like this. Should I just bomb along and see what happens? Oh, it's getting a bit dark now, isn't it, out here? Let's put another one here and see what happens. I might give this a think. So peeps, I'm not going to finish this now because there's been another sort of roll of thunder, so I might go inside. And it's such a pity because all the birds have come out and are just chirping beautifully, but it's quite dark now and it might come down pouring with rain again. So I might love and leave you for now, and so sorry about the short video. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.